And if we ask the stars what they mean, what would they say back to us? Welcome! You want to go on a card journey today? Give me some of your time, and I'll give you some of your story. Well, let's see what the cards say.
Hey there, Capricorn. Welcome to Koi Place Tarot. My name is Koi, and I'm going to be your tarot card reader for today. Before I start, don't mind the orange in the hair. It's part of my costume for what's going on this week. But besides that, what we're looking at in this round of reads is going to be your first and last for the month of November. First and last as we exit one month, enter into another. New opportunities, new emotional fulfillments. What is new, maybe renewal depending on the situation. Located in the top of the aces of each respective element: water, earth, fire, and air. Excuse me. And their counterpart in endings, culminations, and conclusions with the tens of every element respectively: water, earth, fire, and air. Saying that, hey, this is what is new and this is what we've come to. Simple as that. As a preamble to the read, take what resonates, leave what doesn't, but don't always be so willing to reverse. At times, I know it can be difficult because I don't always just read for light and fun, and that's not the type of reading that we do here, right? I try to call everything I see out on the board. And I'm not saying that light and fun can happen. In fact, it's one of the best things that we get to by the time we get to it. But understand, as your tarot card reader, I would never purposely misread you. That's not the type of thing that I do here. So follow along with me in your read today, Cap. And see what the cards say. So first cards I'm going to see, please, for Capricorn in this read, first and last, month of November. We start here with the Ace of Cups. What represents their fulfillment? Sound like a DJ skipping the beat there. Find here the Ace of Cups for Capricorn in their first and last read. Hangman. Okay. To put something into suspension, let me see a little bit more before I call exactly what I'm feeling. So, yep. Okay. I know what direction this is going. Star, the card of Aquarius. Our hopes, our aspirations, our dreams, what we thought was once this unreachable, unattainable goal, but still we feel ourselves driven so towards it. Judgment. And I had a feeling something like this would come out. Let me explain. You drew all major arcana on the first card of this read. When it comes to a dream that we've been aiming for, we keep on telling ourselves it'll always be there if we kind of deny that we have it. Thing is, with Judgment coming out, it may be time to get off of that tree, right? First, we pulled the Hangman. Hangman is intentional, hanging themselves upside down to try to get a 180 invert of their worldview. If I can't figure it out standing up, I'm going to try to figure it out hanging upside down. That's what the Hangman represents. Simple as that. It is intentional suspension of belief, suspension of what we think we know to try to find out what we don't. Then we had the Star. Card of Aquarius, that which represents the potentiality of the human spirit, but also the dreams, the hopes, aspirations that are held, and sometimes the very lofty and very heady goals. All of that coupled with Judgment, the second highest of all the major arcana. It's time to get off of that tree. It is time for us to say, I may not learn everything, but I learned what I need to. The thing that I need to do is actually pursue it. I'm looking at Capricorn right now who, we've done enough delaying. We've done enough analysis. We've done enough, trying to see the ins and outs and all the debates. We've done all of that. Last part here is to say that, no, this is in fact the right time to do it. Now it's time for me to believe that there's no more math in this equation to solve. Hard thing, but true thing. Okay? To the Ace of Pentacles, home element of Earth. What does Capricorn need to see in their read today regarding the Ace of Pentacles? Because we started off very strong here. What are the cards that we need Cap to see upon their Ace of Pentacles in their read? Seven of Pentacles. And with a new opportunity that is presenting itself, we accept all aspects and dynamics that it is what it is, but we still gotta try. Okay? The Fool, the power of new beginnings. And this is very much drawing back to what we opened with Capricorn of saying, no, this has been a long time coming. Now, how do I put one foot in front of the other and go for it, even when it feels like I'm stepping off of a cliff? Lastly, the High Priestess. One of the first people that the Fool meets in their journey, the High Priestess saying, I may not have all the answers, but the answers I come to, trust me, I do know inside and out. I know it whether or not I trusted the stars. I know it beyond all the techniques. I know it because I said so. I know it because I felt it. I know it because that is a tangible answer for me. It's time to stop debating. It's time to start doing. And you'll feel better that way. I promise. We're opening up to the idea even as we speak. To the Ace of Wands. Real what we need to see, please, upon the Ace of Wands in this journey. What defines the Ace of Wands for Capricorn in their read? Ooh, that's a break. Let's try that again. That could be bad shuffling. Who knows? What are the cards that we need to see, please, upon the Ace of Wands, that which drives the human spirit? What pushes us forward? Another break. Break one more time for me. We're just going to ask a question that's coming to mind. What are the cards that we need to see, please, upon the Ace of Wands for Capricorn in their read today? So let's say the hard part out loud, Cap, because that level of breakage is not simply me being terrible at shuffling. I don't take credit for all of that just happened. The nicest way I'm going to put it is this. If you know that you're good enough, why not? If you know we've been thinking about this forever, why not? Because every why not only points you to your why, right? I'm looking at a Capricorn who, again, has everything in place, has more resources and more resourcefulness than they ever give themselves credit, and they're actively choosing to neglect or participate in whatever this goal or dream is. Now, the question isn't if you're doing that. There's very much established that you are. The question is, with all that you've done, all the analyzing and putting things into motion, why do you still believe that you're not good enough for it? Let's skip past the pleasantries, because I think this is the point that we're trying to drive home right now, right, Cap? Is that you've done an amazing amount of analysis. Whatever you need to do to put this goal into action, to put this dream into motion, you have done that. You're not giving yourself any credit. You're actively refuting that. That is very obvious. The second part is, if not you, then who? And if not now, then when? Because I think the idea of the loftiness of suspension has become an unnecessary comfort zone. And just because we're comfortable with the familiar doesn't mean that it's a good place for us to stay. Right now, I'm not just asking you to challenge yourself, Cap. I'm asking you to ask a question of what good do I gain from putting this off further than now? Because I've done leaps of analysis. I've done tons of making these connections and putting all the pieces into place. I've done all of that. The last thing for me to do is actually pursue it myself. Okay? Now, let's look at that Ace of Wands. What defines the Ace of Wands for Capricorn in their read? There really isn't much else I have to say in regards to that, Cap. Because it's going to get progressively meaner from here, and I'm trying my best not to, go off in that direction. Because again, I like to have sensitivity with all the star collectives. There we go. There we go. That's what that level of honesty is. Ooh, that one was smooth. What are the cards that we need to see, please, for Capricorn in their read? Boom, there we go. It can be that simple when we're honest. To the Ace of Wands. King of Cups, that in spite of all the debate and all the duality that we have within, no, we're actually more prepared than we ever thought that we were. How do we embrace this properly, even while juggling all the duality of emotion that's happening right now? Next, Ace of Swords. We find our truth, we stick with it, we don't budge. Here, if I feel invigorated about this, I put all the pieces on the board into order. I've done what I needed to. Well, then, now I have to just do the final step. Maybe a first step to whatever venture you're going on, Cap, but it's the final step to preparation, which is from not hypotenuse. Well, we're not talking about Pythagorean theorem. We're talking about hypothesis to testing phase. Hypothesis, well, to experimentation, right? We've done all the legwork. Now we need to go through with the plan. Knight of Cups. Showing our true selves, the most endearing version of what we have to offer. Hey, it's what we got and what we're moving with. to the Ace of Swords. Reveal the Ace of Swords upon this read. What defines the Ace of Swords upon the journey today for Cap in their read? No regression, no regression. We already pulled your Ace of Swords. We know what your intentionality is. Where are we going? We're getting so close and then having this sharp resistance, like almost this, impulse of defense coming up. Why? No. To the Ace of Swords. The world. There we go. We took such a long time to get there, Cap, but finally we did. And the cycle completes. The world, the highest even of the major arcana. We did what we needed to. We put the legwork in. And now it's time to go to the next step of the journey, close one chapter, and start writing another. Page of Wands. And maybe, in spite of all the troubles we went through to get there, we're still optimistic of what can be yielded if we try. Oh, well, that touched the... Yeah. Knight of Wands. The ability to believe in the human spirit, but even more so to believe in myself that this is my truth in spite of all the analysis and all the distancing factors I put up as a shield to distance myself from what I actually wanted. Now, to these two that just came out, yeah, that sounds about right. 6 and 9 of Swords. The 9 of Swords represents all these, weapons and things like they came out of a horror movie. The 6 of Swords represents a cargo ship moving in the middle of the ocean. I'm going to put that right here in the area that they fell out in because they still represent the same exact thing, right? All that is still upon the Ace of Swords, by the way. But yeah, we're afraid. It is not unnatural to have fear because sometimes our deepest fears is a direct reflection of our greatest desires. I truthfully believe that, especially for you right now. We need to put ourselves into action. We need to put ourselves into a state of going through with it, despite all of our fears. We're ready. I promise you, Cap. You're ready. Underneath it all, 4 of Pentacles, holding on. And it's not simply making the proper investments. Here, I see that as for you, Capricorn, what are we holding on to? By extension, what do we got to let go of? Is it still serving us to hold on to all these habits when they can't go anywhere or be done anything with? Looking now to the 10 of Cups in this read, what defines harmony and synchronization for Capricorn in their first and last? To the 10 of Cups, 6 of Pentacles. Okay. The long-term investment. Hey, it was all worth it. Let's see what that looks like. Page of Swords. Upon that 10 of Cups. Hey, I'm going to observe right now. But I just don't want to be stuck there because it has to turn into tangible action. For every I can't, there must be an I can. At least once per day. Right? Let's challenge ourselves. We're saying that it's not just a dream, it's tangible reality. Let's give it a deadline. Ace of Swords. My truth. I'm still going to have some aspects of observation, but what I am truthfully trying to harmonize with, I will turn that into an everyday investment. That's 6 of Pentacles, the little coins that we put in the piggy bank, and it, kind of eludes our mind until we realize we can't fill out the piggy bank anymore, and all of a sudden, boom, we accumulate all of these things that we saved up. Point being is that right now we're in a state of intentional observation. Hang on, we started out with that, right? Now, when we've actually come to these sharp, conclusive truths, what does it mean to put that into action? Conversion. And I think that's what we ask. Your ending is your beginning. They're all wrapped into one. What will give us fulfillment is equally right now what we have to kind of close out and let go. Almost contradictory in a way. To the 10 of Pentacles, what about the Tree of Life? The culmination of all experiences being had at the current. Well, I'll take that. Two of Cups, okay. Deeper moments of intimacy. Let's see what defines that 2 of Cups. Empress, the highest version of the self. But ultimately, if we're talking about a loving connection, Capricorn, what you feel is your best counterpart. Oh, I see where this is going. Let's get one more. Show us one more for Capricorn. One more for Capricorn in their read. Four of Cups. Okay. So if we're talking about intimate partner bond, Cap, and if this is what you're applying it to, every Capricorn is individualistic and different. I don't want to say just because you came to a star collective sign-based reading that has to be your individual truth, only in one way, shape, or form. If we're talking about intimate partner here, Cap, our dissatisfaction not simply comes from the current state of the relationship, but what we feel we are semi-inadequate to provide because we keep on putting our own selves down. Right. I don't want to say self-doubt is without merit. Everybody and anybody could have insecurities. It's totally natural. That's totally fine. I'm never going to judge you for that. What I am saying is that the more that we just focus on what we lack, the more that we summon lack. And because we summon more lack, with that to a cups bond, we're giving 4 of cups, we're overwhelming it, we're drenching it in water to the point of like, I don't even want to drink from this anymore. We have the Empress. We start to feel distant from what we truly want and aim for with this person, right? This all can be changed, but we had to change our perspective and our attitude about it. Now, if this is more towards, again, an opportunity or a goal that we've had in mind, yeah, it brings us excitement and joy as we connect with it intentionally for a reason. That 2 of Cups is there. However, we've also become dissatisfied with it because we feel like we are inadequate to accomplish the goal that we set out to do, even as we do it, right? What we're being taught right now is that the only thing that's going to change the situation that we find ourselves in is by changing us, and the situation changes thereafter. Both dynamics spell out the same conclusion. To the 10 of Wands, reveal the 10 of Wands in this read for Capricorn. What defines 10 of Wands in this read for Cap? A new beginning awaits. The burden that no more debate, just do. High Priestess. We have that over here in the read, right? The conclusion that you come to is no more debate. No more debate, Cap. Put one foot in front of the other. Go for it. 7 of Swords. And the burden that we carry along with all of this is, if I don't want to say it's intentionally lying or just type of behavior, but rather that we know when we're doing our best and we know when, it ain't adding up for us, right? Both are true right now. We want this new beginning, and simultaneously we say, yeah, it's a good idea, but, we got another thing in front of us that we should probably knock out of the way. In other words, we're making busy work where busyness is not needed, right? And that's the thing that we want to address the most. This new beginning, it feels like it's coming in at a rapid pace. Well, rapid space. Well, it exists in some universe. Not my place to do physics at this table necessarily, but the notion of the new beginning that is coming is only being delayed further and further by the busy work that keeps us away from it. This is the truth that you got to deal with right now, Cap. It ain't fun. Because we realize that, oh yeah, I'm just going to run this simulation. I'm going to do this test. I'm going to make one small edit again. And maybe it'll change the 15-minute mini movie I made, right? We're going to keep on doing this, knowing that's not going to get a different result. The only thing that's going to push us to a new horizon is us. To the 10 of Swords. What sharp, even painful truth have we come to throughout this entire process? What are the cards that we need to see, please, for Cap in their read? What defines the 10 of Swords? Death, the card of Scorpio. We are in Scorpio season. let's keep it real. Let's keep it real, because that is one of the realest cards in the deck, but not in the way that you may think. It gets such a bad rap because of horror movies, and yay, Halloween is coming up. But for death here, it is saying and insinuating that the only way things can change is if I change. Death is ultimately a new stage of life in tarot because it represents transformation. Here, death being, yo, this habit, it gotta come to an end. Me delaying this any further ain't gonna get me nowhere. I'm sorry, I'm making busy work for myself that I would not even want to put on anybody else. And I'm getting further and further from the things I could have finished in 1 week, maybe even 1 day. All this has to come to an end. I just have to be brave enough to want a new beginning. Justice, card of Libra. The balancing of the scales, that whatever is right will play out for me. Let me be brave enough to pursue whatever that dream, that goal, even that relationship, what we genuinely want, unabashedly and unafraid. Nine of Wands, the effort that we put in, what we get out. Right now, the effort that we put into making busy work and doing all these unnecessary extra things only produces the same result, getting us further from where we want to be. So if we can invert that, Capricorn, we can also say, hey, this ain't helping me. Now, what does it mean to stop being busy and just start doing? What does that look like? Underneath it all, Temperance, card of Sagittarius. Oh, that's so nice. And so a healing, a new way made, the mixer that forges new paths, being able to let that in where and as it should be. It's a great thing, isn't it? Define the major arcana strewn across the table. Let's first look at the Hangman. We're going to start, we're going to move over because we pulled 3 in your initial, right? Show us the cards that we need to see. Please define the major arcana strewn across the table for Capricorn in their read. What are the cards that we need to see, please, for Capricorn in their read today? We start with the Hangman. Why suspension? What do we gain from that? Queen of Pentacles. I had a feeling something like this would come up. Why? Because it represents our comfort zone. We have become comfortable in saying, yeah, I did what was necessary. I changed my viewpoint and I got comfortable there and then didn't evolve from it, right? The Hangman is not meant to be there forever. Otherwise, he'll get a headache and then he'll get sick and then he'll have major health complications just from hanging upside down forever. That's not the purpose of the Hangman. The Hangman is just a temporary position to find a permanent solution, right? We don't want to be stuck there forever. And I think for what it's worth, Cap, your emotional fulfillment with that came from, yeah, this yielded results from before. I learned a huge lesson here. But if I constantly see myself as inadequate and as taking up space, as insufficient, then I'm going to constantly need more of that self-help dosage. I'm going to need more of that. No, there has to be a deeper truth here. And that constant with the good intention of an evolution mechanism is actually keeping you back from doing and living that life. Two of the Star, 4 of Cups. And this is where the dissatisfaction started to come in because, again, the more that we say we weren't able to do it, the more distant we became from our own intentionalities and dreams. To Judgment, the World. About time. It's about time that things come out and change. The World came up over here. We'll get to that eventually. I saw the High Priestess first. The Empress. What do we know internally? That, yeah, we've done all the work that's necessary. What else is there to do? Not much. I'll just put it like that, Cap. Blunt and simple. To the Fool. 2 of Swords. Even with all the confusion, being able to take that first step. Unafraid, with purpose. To the World. Optimism. Page of Wands, no matter how small. And I think it's interesting because you had 2 Page of Wands from a different deck, both sandwiching that world. I'm free to do what I want. I'm free to believe in a new world that I'm harvesting for myself right now. How do I make myself believe that what I'm doing is actually worth it? What I'm doing is being done by the best person at hand, me, and to be thoroughly convinced that this is worthy of dedication within this world. The only one who can decide that for me is me. Next, we look at the Empress down here. Lovers, card of Gemini. And again, I'm reading that in two directions. If this has to do with a relationship, Cap, then yeah, we have to make a deeper leap. Otherwise, we gotta ask why we're there. That's one scenario. But for the biggest, more overarching theme within the read, because I don't just see this as a lover's read, we know that there's a deeper purpose, that our life path and what we want to pursue with this, we chose it and it chose us back. Now, what do we do? Ask that question. What are we doing? And how do we get there? High Priestess, Chariot, that this too is part of the journey. And so I can either embrace this new beginning and all the things that come with it, or I can pretend that I don't know math and keep giving myself busy work that results in absolutely nothing. My choice. To the Fool, Seven of Swords. And again, all this in front of us, will we actually make that leap? Seven of Swords almost sandwiching each other. Let's look at Death, the card Scorpio. Death pops out again. We are in Scorpio season. That is actually very great to have, especially given the context of your recap. Something must indeed come to an end. I'm tired of repeating the same cycle, knowing I've done all the work necessary to put it into motion. The only thing that's going to change this is me. I have to change for all this to change. Justice, card of Libra, Page of Swords. Observation, even more so, the ability to look back and try to understand why it had to happen the way that it did. Resolution, reveal cards of resolution for Capricorn in their read today. Let's go in space of resolution for Cap in their read today. Ooh. Yay. Or the cards that we need to see, please, in the space of resolution for Cap in their read. Knight of Cups, that we can indeed, and you pull this over here underneath your Ace of Wands, Cap, but we can indeed show our most truest and authentic version of the self. We have an intention, we have a purpose with doing that. Queen of Swords, that we're only going to get there when we stop being too cool for school. The only thing that's going to change this is when I change myself. And underneath it all, Nine of Cups, the notion of self-fulfillment. We finally got there. It took a while. It took a very big while, Cap, but we finally got there. And my question is, wasn't it all worth it? All in all, you read today, Cap, I'm looking at somebody who's literally at this point, particularly with a project or an endeavor, we are doing unnecessary things. Absolutely unnecessary things, just to justify, okay, I guess this keeps the dream alive at this point because we feel inadequate towards our purpose. But that inadequacy is not coming from just being untalented or unskilled or on purpose. No, I don't see that. What I see is we have kind of put ourselves into this never-ending cycle of we need to develop, we need to double check, triple check, quadruple check, and it's not getting us anywhere. We need to be okay with flaws. We need to be okay with development. We need to be okay with what that actually looks like. And so in getting to where we want to, Cap, we're looking at, I can repeat the same exact cycle and pretend I don't know, or I can say I know everything and know that the only thing that's going to change the circumstances is when I change myself. That's why I see in your read today, Cap. I hope this conversation helped. And yeah, it was a bit difficult at times, but we did pull through. I want you to know that the change is worth it. No more extra busy work, okay? Take care. I'll see you around.